What is up, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to Halftime Live. The Eagles are down 17-0 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're going to just give our quick general impressions, what we know about this game so far. I'm going to throw it to Shane, man. What's your first take, first thought? Go ahead.
Jalen Reagor shouldn't come out of the locker room at halftime because he should be cut. Like, his effort sucks. He can't catch a punt. Like, I don't understand why this guy's still on the team. Literally cut him at halftime, and I would not care. What
about you, Ty? Real quick.
That's literally what I just tweeted out. Shane, I please cut Jalen Reagor. First half takes. There's a huge discrepancy between good teams and bad teams in the NFL right now. I don't think there's really anything other than that. If you watched any of the games yesterday, it's amazing how far apart playoff teams can be. The Eagles aren't even in the same class as Tampa Bay right now.
It's incredibly obvious. What about you, Quill? General impressions.
I'm pretty sure at one point we had more penalty yards than we did actual offensive yards. So that's kind of this team. They suck.
Well, you look at like the way this offense has looked completely flat. You look at how this defense looks completely soft. My main takeaway is this team is just flat out unprepared on both ends. You know, your DBs are playing way too far off the line. Offensively, Jalen Hurts looks like a deer in headlight for pretty much the majority of this first half. They're stacking 8-9 guys in the box. Like, that is my first thought is like Nick Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon, you had all week to prep, and this is what we get. Ironically, the defense has shown up a little bit here towards the end of the first half. But that's my question to you guys is who looks worse right now? Is it Nick Sirianni or is it Jonathan Gannon? What about you, Shane?
Jonathan Gannon. I mean, you could listen to anybody talk about this game and they told you exactly what you had to do, not give up the easy throws underneath. And it took, we're stopping them now. It took Gannon giving up 17 points to do what every hack with a podcast on the internet was saying all week long. And that's just pathetic. Like, Jonathan Gannon, Denver, please hire this guy. He's atrocious. The offense hasn't been good. There's some poor execution there from Hurts. There's some bad luck with a Goddard drop and some penalties. I don't think the offensive game plan has been great, but easily, in my opinion, the defense has been way worse.
Lost your coil, or lost your Dibbler.
Oh, Dibes, you're muted. And anyways, while he's unmuting, it's just you're already coming into this game with a talent disadvantage. You can't give the Buccaneers a 17-point, a 15-minute head start before you decide to actually adjust and play football. Everybody knew soft zone coverage wasn't going to work. And yet we gave up 3 scoring drives before we decided, hey, let's try something else that people think could actually work. And that's just unforgivable. Now, offensively, I don't know what's going on with Devonta Smith. I've seen a few plays where he's been pretty locked up. Obviously, you can't see it all every play, but I don't know if he's not getting open, if Hurts just isn't comfortable, isn't looking at him. I don't know what's going on there, but we got to stop forcing the ball to Goddard every play and look to some receivers too.
Yeah, defensively, they don't look ready. They like you can see them. They're talking together pretty much up until every single snap. There's absolutely no pressure on Tom Brady. There was a play in this first half where our defensive backs are literally in the end zone. They're literally just standing in the end zone. For me, it's Jonathan Gannon. What about you, Ty? Who is worse, Sirianni or Gannon right
now? You know what? Just to be different, I'm going to say Sirianni. I'm really disappointed with the fact that it looks like Hurts is scripted to who he's throwing to. I mean, there have been multiple times where they've had man coverage on the outside that, he doesn't even look there. The comment about the thought on the O-line and the blitzing schemes, I have no problem with the O-line play. I have a problem with Hurts not picking up the blitz and checking it down when he needs to. I'm just unenthusiastic about everything they've done so far today. Outside of the fact that 500-year-old Ryan Kerrigan decided he was going to show up for a football game for the first time in 18 weeks. But they did not try and run the ball between the tackles one time. I know that's a strength of Tampa Bay, but every run is outside. When Hurts running for his life on a sweep is your best option offensively, that's as bad as Jonathan Gannon just continuing to do the same thing over and over. In my opinion.
Yeah, it's funny how like wind was supposed to be like a major factor here in this game. You look at Tom Brady, 20 of 25 at the half, 6.4 yards average here, and you have Jonathan Gannon playing back. It doesn't even matter. Wind means absolutely nothing in this game when Brady can just pick and dig and dunk you literally all game long, and it doesn't mean a goddamn thing. What about you, Cole? Who's more?
I'm on Sirianni. It's their DBs are playing 10 yards off, and we're running nothing to that. Like, do these quick outs. I mean, Brady's been doing this all day on us. Start doing it. You know, it's and what Ty was saying of Hurts not being able to. I've seen it all season. My seats are, you get to watch and you watch the play develops. And he doesn't go through progressions at all. He has his one player that he's looking for. That's where the play is supposed to go to, and that's where he looks. He doesn't look. We saw Quez Watkins wide open for a touchdown, and he was on the move and stuff like that. So whatever, but he's not going through his progressions of players when they're wide open. And I feel like that has something to do with Sirianni of the way that he calls plays and the way that he has been calling this game. And I just think the play calling has been absolutely horrendous.
I will say that Hurts feels like he's under more pressure than he's under. He's creating the one that we're talking about, the miss to Quez Watkins. He was under pressure. He created that pressure because he shuffled left in a clean pocket because he felt pressure, but there was no pressure there. He created that pressure for himself. And he's done that several times. Like, yes, Tampa Bay's being aggressive. The offensive line's doing a really good job of blocking that up. I mean, there's been some pressure, but overall, you got to like that the offensive line and the running backs have kept Hurts pretty clean. He's feeling pressure. He's seeing ghosts out there, to be honest. And he's not seeing the field. He looks bad today. Really
bad. That interception was brutal. Absolutely brutal in this game. Let's go to some quick comments. Darth Pooh says it took Jonathan Gannon 30 minutes in to come off the zone. Anthony Hands says problem is we're trying to run the ball versus an 8-man box that has 6 Pro Bowlers. Must be nice to have linebackers in a front 7 that can put pressure and impact an offense like the Bucs do. They are flying all over the field, man. I'm like, what the hell kind of football is this? I don't even know what I'm watching at times.
The Eagles do not have a linebacker that would even be a second-string linebacker on this team. They don't. Right. I mean, TJ Edwards might be a good special teams player for him, but Levante David they're off the hinges good. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the difference in personnel is so obvious, man. Gannon needs to blitz and press man. Absolutely agree. Marky Mark says, what should Gannon do when the D-line gets 0 pressure? They've gotten some pressure a little bit here towards the end of the first half. Now
you're not going to get pressure if Brady gets the ball out in 2.5 seconds. Correct. And so the times that they've gotten sacks, it's been third downs when Gannon's allowed his guys to press, and it disrupts that timing and it creates those opportunities. I think the defensive line's been fine. It all comes down to the scheming behind it.
Yeah. Modog says, if you want to end on a positive note, where the hell is Kerrigan? I think he makes $1 million and he's made 1 play this year, and we just saw it.
3. He made 3 plays in the first half.
3 plays. Sorry, my bad.
I tweeted out if you're getting beat by Ryan Kerrigan in 2022, the NFL might not be for you.
Yeah. All right, let's go real quick. Like, how would you grade the Eagles' first half performance here? I'll start with you, Shane. And how do the Eagles climb back here?
So, I mean, their first half performance is an F. It's been awful. How do they climb back? They went on a drive that ultimately ends with an interception right before half. And so they moved the ball a little bit. I think they've got it's all deep shots and screen passes right now. You've got to hit some intermediate stuff, get Devontae Smith involved, and then, continue to be aggressive on defense. That doesn't mean blitzing, but you got to be aggressive with their receiver and try to make Brady hold on to the ball. I hope you can claw back into it.
What about you, Ty? What's the game plan here?
I mean, Shane nailed it. They have not thrown many intermediate passes over the middle specifically, which has been more open than people would realize. I mean, because they are stacking the box, there is some room over the middle of the field. I'd also like to see a little bit more trying to run up the middle, even if it gains a yard or nothing. It shows that you're willing to do it, which they haven't done all day. Defensively, got to stay pressed, got to try and pressure with press. But I don't see it changing anything. I give them an F- for the first half all the way around. Every player and every coach did not come into this game prepared for something that was not hard to prepare for. If you are a good coach, you should have seen enough tape to understand that you're going to have to stop the underneath passing, and they're going to still run the ball up the gut. That's the strength of their offensive line, and for them to be able to rattle off as much as they have been with our defensive line has not been good.
What about you, Coyle? Like, what's your game plan here?
They get an incomplete because they didn't even show up to this, so they don't even get a grade. I mean, we've seen them kind of show up second half, so I'm kind of hoping that's what's going to happen the second half. But one, pressure. Honestly, I would love to see just some quick passes. Get Hurts going. Get some quick passes. Get the ball out. Get him moving. Get some things going, and I want to see that the second half. And then I'm okay with how the defense played towards the end of this. The end of the second quarter, stuff like that. So just keep doing what they're doing now. But I need to see some things on offense.
All right, let's real quick. I think my main takeaway of this game is you look at Jalen Hurts, you look at this defense. It is, for me, just so obvious that unless you have a top 3 or top 5 defense, I don't know, guys. I don't know about this team moving forward. It's very clear where we need to address, and this game is a stark reminder of where the Eagles are at, man. Again, we'll be live here during the post game right when the clock hits 0. So please be sure to join us right after the game. Be sure to smash that like and subscribe button. Stay awesome, everybody.